People, what's going on? What's going on? Beautiful Sunday. Hope your weekend is going great. As you guys know, this is your boy Bobby from Mentourme.com. Life has a lot of obstacles, right? And sometimes people aren't teaching us things that benefit us long term. The bill, what's going on? We got a couple people on, of course, IG already. As you guys know, I'm a life coach, entrepreneur. I'm an individual teaching you how to financially win, teaching you how to deal with life sometimes too, because financially winning is not just a monetary thing, it's a mental thing too. And also has its spiritual components, because a lot of us don't understand you have to be at peace. The topic for today is understanding, how do you live a stress-free life? You hear a lot of people say, I'm financially free, I'm stress-free. How do you get there? How do you get to that stress-free life? I want to give you guys a couple ways to getting to that stress-free life, because a lot of people are stressing. And when they're stressing with life, they don't know how to, of course, make proper choices. They're making bad choices. And when they're stressing, they're making decisions that's hindering them and putting them 10 years behind. Tonight, this morning, I'm trying to have you guys understand, how do you live a stress-free life? And we're going to talk about several reasons. We're going to talk about several things that could benefit you to living a stress-free life. When I say stress-free, right, we got to understand, right? A lot of us, we can honestly say, sad to say, some of us are not happy. Some of us are stressing every single day. Some of us don't even know why we're stressing, how to get out of the stress that we're in. We're talking about this because it's so important. Being stress-free, living a financially free life is so healthy for your life. Number one, right? If you're trying to get into this world of living a stress-free life, I want you guys to understand the importance of reducing your debt. When I say reducing your debt, school debt, car debt, mortgage debt, debt is something that is hindering a lot of us from having peace. Because we got to understand, some of us are programmed to just signing on the dotted lines, putting a down deposit on something, and being in debt for the next 5 to maybe 30 years of life. It starts from, of course, school debt, house debt, car debt, friendship debt, relationship debt. And you got to realize what's happening every day, every week you're working. Every dollar you make is going towards paying bills, paying back somebody. And then you start to feel like, oh my God, you know what? Is it me, or I just work to pay bills? But you got to understand too, this is why I believe money management is so important. Financial literacy is so important. How you manage your money is everything to the stress you're going to deal with as you get older. Because a lot of individuals right now, 40 years old, 35 years old, 30 years old, 25 years old, they're stressing, and they're stressing bad. And when they're stressing, the only person they don't blame is themselves. It's always somebody else. It's never their fault. One of the reasons a lot of us are stressing right now because of the amount of debt we decided to take. This is why I say, when you're about to sign on a dotted line for school loans, first question I want to always tell people, always, even if you're in college, out of college, before you sign for something, ask yourself, do you really need it? Is this something you want? Does it make sense for your future? Because some of you go to college, get degrees just to get out of school quick. Some of you go to college because your parents told you. Some of you went to college for something and a degree that you're not even using, and you're not even trying to figure out how to make it profitable. At the end of the day, you got to understand everything is based on you and your choices. The amount of debt you carry every single day of your life is based on you and your decisions and choices. Right now, and then we go into this world of what? Car debt. Go to a car dealership, we see some glistening paint. We see shiny paint on these cars. The first thing our mind does is, let's get the most expensive car. Let's get that car that all of us want. Justin, what's popping? New York is in the building. People, you got to understand today's topic is, as we reset the room, how do you have a stress-free life? Number one is reducing debt. Debt is killing us, school debt. Then some of us go into home debt. And I spoke about buying a home earlier this week. It's not for everybody. There is a time and a place, and I do want all of us to eventually own a home, because we could create a lot of wealth owning assets, owning a home, but there's a time and place for everything. But the reality is, a lot of us, we're just going in debt for everything. Some people got cell phone debt, tattoo debt, rims debt, material debt, friendship debt, mortgage debt, car debt, school debt, personal debt. And you got to ask yourself a question. If you're not trying to pay these things off or figure out a strategy on how to deal with that, you're going to be stressed for a very, very long time. Because there's nothing worse than, as you know, every 30 days, these bills are hitting your mailbox, hitting your emails, hitting your phones. And at the end of the day, you got to pay them. And if you don't pay them, your credit gets ruined. And now you're back to square one complaining about life is not fair. Life is very stressful. And it's only stressful because the choices you take. If you really think about it, even when it comes to cell phone debt, some of you have the option hypothetically to buy a phone cash, and we know phones are way more expensive now, and have a cheaper monthly payment. What would you rather do? You'd rather put money down, finance that phone, which you will never own, you're leasing it, and then just to be able to say, I have the newest phone. But your monthly payment of that phone is 2 times the normal payment. I have 2 phones. I pay $110 a month, fully unlimited with my T-Mobile bill. Some people have one phone, they're paying $150, $160 a month. Why? You decided to do what? Finance your phone, I'm assuming. Because when you got in there, they told you you could just put $200 down. We'll just finance you, put you in debt for the next 3 to 5 years. And you decided to fall for that trap. And then instead of you getting a $50 a month monthly phone payment, you decided to get a $110 a month with some foolish insurance plan and this, that, and data plan. And now you're paying roughly $150 a month for one cell phone. Do you really need an expensive cell phone in this world today? Do you really need an expensive phone plan in this world today when there's so many different alternative companies that you could deal with? A lot of you understand there's so many companies you could deal with when it comes to phone service. Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, Cricket. All these different companies exist when it comes to, of course, purchasing a phone. Then we go into the car world. We was just there, right? You're buying a car. Why do you need the newest car? Sometimes the model has been going for 4 years. You don't have to have the 2020. You can do that in 2016. Still looks the same. Why do you need the 2020 model? But we'll rather go, and here we go. We love debt. And some of us, when we go buy these cars from these dealerships, we don't care about our financial pockets at that moment. All we care about is what's the monthly payment. And that's the problem. I love how Justin just said, no one wants to buy a $300 phone. They all want a $2,000 phone. Just to say they have it. It loses its value. It's worth nothing. And it's very true. I want you guys to understand. These phone companies, and we could talk about Apple for a moment, they're constantly changing barely anything in these phones except memory and speed, right? And sometimes video quality. How much of a quality of a video do you need in a phone? Nowadays, phones are so clear, it's also taking away business from photographers and videographers. But for some of us, we have to be in the newest phone. We have to be in the newest car. We have to be in the newest or the most recent brand names. Why? But reality is we're struggling financially. Number 2, you want to live a stress-free life? Learn to reduce stress. This is very simple. Number 1 is, of course, reducing your debt. You have too much debt. Some of you have this habit. You don't pay none of your debt off. You have money in the bank sitting, but you're not paying any of your debt off. Every month you're making payments, what, till you die? When are you going to start paying your debt down? When are you going to maybe buy a car cash, something just affordable till you get on your feet a couple years later? You're never going to be behind in the world of cars. The cars come out every 3 months, every 6 months. There's new cars to certain models, to every model. A car can wait, but what can't wait is the amount of stress that a lot of us have right now. Stress right now is killing so much people. When I say killing, physically killing, because a lot of people now, they're taking their lives, mental health, because of stress, because they don't know how to, of course, manage, their money. Nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about how to reduce your debt. But it really benefits. Jules was popping. Jules Joseph, one of the biggest realtors in Fort Lauderdale, is in the building. She's an entrepreneur. She's a realtor, her mother. Shouts out to Jules in the building. People, at the end of the day, you got to understand, when you reduce your debt, you do reduce your stress. A lot of us have so much stress because we have so much debt. Number 2, reducing your stress requires you to understand stress is not a good thing to have. And how do you reduce your stress? You got to start learning this, number 3, which is what I'm talking about here. Eating better. I don't eat perfect. Boy, I love some desserts. I tell you that. I love some desserts. I used to love me some fried food. I've learned, I've gotten better. Actually, right now I'm on a diet. Because as you get older, your metabolism changes. And as you get older, you're not as active as you were when you were younger. And a lot of you have this mindset, you're so stressed with life and your energy is always down because you're not eating better. You're not even trying. Everything is fried, nothing is grilled. Every restaurant you go to, you got to have a dessert. Why do you need a dessert every time? You love sugary products. You're not going to cook at home at least 3-4 times a week. Not saying you got to cook every day, but people learn that your health is so important, and that causes stress. You know, one of my doctor, he's so funny. He says, he's like, Bobby, you know what? I love people that eat bad. You know why? Because what happens is they work so hard. And then what happens is as they get older in their 40s, they're back at my office giving me all the money that they worked hard for, because that's what we love. Doctors, we love it. We love it. We love when you eat bad. We're going to put you on cholesterol pills. We're going to put you on this pill. We're going to put you on that. We're going to eat you up with x-rays, this, that. We're going to eat you up with blood work. We're going to eat you up all night long. All that money you make, then you start catching strokes. You're going to give us every dollar back. You're going to be right in the hospital at the doctor's office giving us all the money you worked hard for in your 40s and 50s and 60s. We love people that don't eat good. So now the question is, do you want to love what we love? See, and when he said that to me, it's a very powerful statement for a doctor to tell you. Me and my doctor, we cool. We talk straight up. Shouts out to my boy, man, Jeff, man. Jeff is just a cool dude, man. White doctor, cool dude, just well-educated, and he's very honest. You got to understand why is it so important to eat healthier if you want to reduce your stress. All of us, we eat junk. A lot of us, we eat junk food all night long, chips, Doritos, cupcakes, all types of sweets all night long. But then when you ask, when's the last time you worked out? How much water did you consume today? Have you been eating vegetables throughout the week? Especially for you people that's in your 30s, in your 40s, you should understand the importance of eating better. Number 4, we spoke about so far the reasons why people don't have stress-free lives. One is they don't understand the importance of reducing debt. If you want to have a stress-free life, reduce debt. Number 2, you need to reduce stress. Stop stressing about everything. Bills is never going to stop coming. I don't know where people get this mindset like bills is going to stop one day. But one thing you do have control over, how many bills do you have coming every month to you? Because some of you, you're in a pile of debt and you think it's so cool. No matter if you had a second stream of income, you still would have financial problems because your debt ratio is just too high. You have so much debt, but not enough streams of income. This is a big problem in many different cultures. It's not just the black culture, the white culture. It's in all cultures. People live on debt. Here's what's funny about debt too. A lot of us don't have positive debt. Positive debt is when the debt makes you money. That's the part that's crazy. We all have negative debt where the debt makes you no money. It's just a sunk cost. The debt that a lot of us should be having in life is positive debt. Debt that brings you in money. Debt that brings you passive income. Real estate, stocks, dividends, annuities, positive debt. Number 4, we spoke about reducing debt. This is one of the reasons why a lot of us have stress. We spoke about reducing stress and simply understanding that at the end of the day, it's mental. A lot of you need to understand bills don't stop. No matter how mad you get at it, bills don't stop. But one thing that does stop is how you control and how many bills you get hit with every month. You control that if you start paying your debt down. Some of you old school loans are not trying to do anything, not trying to restructure the school loans, not trying to pay any of your credit card debt, not trying to negotiate or settle any of your credit card debt, not trying to pay people back. This is why you're stressing. This is why life is so difficult for you. This is why you're still complaining every single day. I don't understand why my life is not moving, because you're not changing your situation. Number 3, we spoke about eating better. People, we got to get out of the fried things every day. You don't need to eat fried products every day. You don't need to eat unhealthy products every day, okay? We're going to now talk about also number 4. This is something I realize a lot of people don't have. This is why another reason why stress is so common to certain people. When you ask, what's your hobbies? To grown adults, to young adults. A lot of grown adults don't have hobbies. When you ask, what's your hobbies? What's your hobbies? Is it skating, skateboarding, fishing, playing pool, watching boxing matches, watching basketball games. The other day, me and my young one, we playing chess. People, you got to try things. The other day, me and my girl, we playing tennis. You have to try different things to keep your body acclimated to just being athletic, to moving around, to being active. A lot of us have no hobbies at all. Our hobbies, so for some of us, our hobbies is gossiping. We know how to gossip. We know how to tell some stories to our friend. We know how to make sure they get to the right brunch on the weekends. That's our hobbies. That's not a hobby. Going to a brunch every weekend, eating bad quality food, unhealthy food is not a hobby. When you start to accumulate hobbies, you'll start seeing life is easier. But here it goes back again. Sometimes hobbies cost. It costs to have certain hobbies. But if your money is not managed right and you have so much debt, we go back to number one, some of you can't afford a hobby. That's the bad part. You could afford Gucci, Louis, you could afford a fancy car, but you can't afford a hobby. And you're wondering, why are you stressing? You're stressing because you don't have nothing you do on your spare time to keep your mind free. For some people, hobbies are exercising. They exercise, they jog, they read a book. Here's the excuse makers, what they're going to say. I don't have time. Okay. But you got time to sign on some bad debt. You got time to go to school for a degree that never made you any money and not ever think about how to use that degree to make you some money. You got time to go to brunches. You got time to sign on bad debt for cars, to be in the newest vehicle. You know how many people in this world today, millions, have cars they can't afford? 2-3 jobs just to make a car payment. But when you ask, what's your hobbies? What's some of the things you do in your spare time? What's your hobbies? Listen to music, download music. Go to a rooftop event. Like, what's your hobbies? Play chess, play tennis, play hockey, watch a hockey game. What's your hobbies? We choose to not have hobbies, but we master gossiping. We know how to tell some stories to our friend. We know how to sell each other out. We know how to be vengeful, how to be negative towards each other. But when you ask, what's your hobbies? You don't have hobbies. Number 5. Today we're talking about how to live a stress-free life. One, we spoke about reduce debt. We know a lot of us have too much debt: school loan debt, personal debt, relationship debt. And relationship debt, I want to clarify that again. You have debt, and then you go take a person who has debt. That's relationship debt. That is a real thing. I can't tell you how many people have relationship debt. Both people accumulated debt, nobody taking care of their debt. Eating better, that was number 3. Number 4 was accumulating hobbies. What's your hobbies? How come as individuals get older, they don't have hobbies anymore? Everybody's just chilling. That's all they know how to do, chill. You're just chilling, huh? All day long, huh? That's your hobby, just chilling. Okay. Chilling, not being productive. Chilling, not learning anything new. You don't have no hobbies. Watching YouTube, believe it or not, is a hobby, because you could learn a lot of things on YouTube. One of my Macs had an issue this morning. I could have paid a person $500 to go waste my time and give me some story about my Mac. I went online, okay, it tells me what's the issue. I did exactly what the guy said in the video and fixed my laptop in like 12 minutes. Because why? One of my hobbies is learning new things in life. Learning where technology is going. Learning about artificial intelligence, robots. Learning about the electrical car market. That's where cars are going to be. That's why a lot of my money is in the stock market. A lot of you know I have almost $1 million in the stock market right now, in which I'm down almost $500,000, right? But why is that? Because that's where the world is going. I look at my life where I'm 36. By 40, 42, I'm already pretty much done with life. I already have $5-10 million. Now I'm floating with life. I'm floating. Floating meaning I'm doing a lot of things, just enjoying life. One of my next moves too, my next home I want to buy, I'm going to be honest, I want a boat dock. I want the house to have a boat dock. Now your boy going into boats. I want to have a boat dock. Because at the end of the day, people, if you don't open your mind, because again, here's another hobby I want to have. While I'm enjoying tennis, I'm playing chess and learning chess. I want to have days where I have family days or just with my homeboys. We on the boat on a Sunday. We just enjoying life on that Sunday. That's it. We on the boat. We on the boat just enjoying life on Sunday. That's it. That's a hobby. Drinking a couple beers. Well, in my world, it might not be beer. It might be some Hennessy, but y'all get the point. with some chaser, being, of course, mature about the situation, right? But at the end of the day, people, number 5, the 5th reason that you should reduce stress, and how should you reduce stress, is making sure you have positive friends. This is such a problem in the community. Like, people don't work out, people eat bad, people have so much debt, people gossip all day. We're talking negativity after negativity after negativity all day. And imagine some of you, that's all you're around. You don't have no friends that talk about positive things, how to grow, how to enjoy life. Why should you travel? Why should you try nice restaurants, try different things from high end to low end? Why should you be creative? What's our next financial moves? Some people don't have positive friends. Everything is negative. Nobody's self-driven in their group. And you're wondering, why are you stressing? God, these bills are just so much. Or some of y'all got this begging habit. You always got to beg somebody because you need a favor. You always got to beg somebody because you ain't got no money. You always got to beg somebody because, oh my God, you in a situation again. You know why? Because you don't have positive friends. Positive friends will tell you the truth about yourself. Look, I ain't gonna lie. Honestly, since I met you since high school, you ain't doing shit with yourself. You need to change the situation. You might want to hire you a mentor. You might want to hire you something. You need to get somebody to help you manage your money. A real friend that's positive can tell you the truth about yourself. And of course, human beings, we have a natural habit where we like to be defensive. We don't like to hear the truth. Imagine telling your friends about themselves. Look, I ain't gonna lie. Your hygiene ain't the best. You be a little musky. I'm gonna be real with you. So here's what I did. I decided to buy you some different deodorant to get you back in place. Imagine telling your friend that. Some of you have friends that would understand that. And some of you got friends that's not gonna understand that. Because that's a powerful statement to say, but that's the truth. But when you have positive friends that understand the value of being positive about life, telling me the truth, look, girl, look, I'm gonna be real with you. Since I met you, you ain't been shit, okay? You my dog, but you ain't been doing shit with your life. It's time you change your situation, okay? Here's this guy, here's this girl number. You need to give them a call so you can better your financial situation. I love you enough to tell you this. Imagine, when you have friends like that, imagine having a friend like this. Look, this Saturday, instead of us doing nothing like we do every Saturday, this is what we're going to do. We're going to meet up at 4 o'clock for 1 or 2 hours. Let's share different ideas on what's our next trip that we're going to. What's the next hobby we're about to try to do? You know what? We're going to start skating once a month now. We're going to start playing tennis once a month now. We're going to join a swim team once a week, whatever the case may be. We're going to start playing golf, whatever the case may be. Challenge yourself, ladies and gentlemen. But in order to do that, you need to understand the importance of positive friends. Stress is killing people literally. People are jumping off of buildings. People are taking their lives. Look how many people are killing themselves on a daily basis now because of stress. And the last one I want to also say is number 6 is making better choices. Man, the choices we make in life, and how do you make better choices? I want to talk about that for a moment. We need to understand the value, and I would love for you guys to want to understand it, but we need to understand it to a certain degree. The value of understanding when you're making choices or making decisions, stop making decisions based on emotion. You need to make decisions based on reality, not emotion. Because the decisions a lot of you make is why you're at where you're at right now. The decisions and the choices. If you change your decisions and you change your choices and make them based on reality, you would see a different lifestyle than what you're seeing right now. Some of you, no matter what president we have had, when you think about it, you're struggling. How is that possible? Biden was president, you struggled. George Bush was president, you struggled. Bill Clinton was president, you struggled. Trump was president, you struggled. It don't matter who's the president, you're struggling. It don't matter what type of economy we're in, you're struggling. You're stressing. You're stressing in every type of economy. When things are good and things are bad, you're stressing. At what point do you say to yourself, you know what, I need to reevaluate myself? At what point do you say to yourself, the stress that I'm having in life is not anybody else except me? How could all these presidents, Trump, Biden, Obama, Bill Clinton, George Bush. You were stressing through every presidential election. No matter what president was in place, you've been stressing. No matter what economy was in place, you've been stressing. At a certain point, it's you. It's your decisions. You have too much debt, number one. So much of us have so much debt. Number two, you don't know how to reduce stress. Everything is a problem. Everything bothers you. You stressing off of things that you put in place. You stressing off of choices that you made. You stressing off of relationships because you chose the relationships. You know how many people right now are in relationships and they stressing all night long and they the ones that made the choice to be in that relationship? Which is so counterintuitive to me. That makes no sense to me. You're stressing in a relationship and you picked that relationship. You decided to be in that relationship. You're currently deciding to still be in that relationship and you're stressing. And I love when people start to make excuses for themselves. Nobody really care about me. That's not their goddamn problem. What you mean they don't care about you? You're a grown-ass adult. You make your choices, you got to live in it. And you got to learn how to get out of it. That's the problem we don't understand. Everybody has made bad choices. Nobody's perfect. I made a lot of bad choices in life. And I still make bad choices. I'm not perfect. But you try to get better. You try to stay away from negative people. You try to enjoy hobbies. You try to reduce your debt. Even myself, yeah, could I drive a Lambo right now? Yeah, I could buy a Lambo cash. But Bobby, do you really need a Lambo right now? Is that the best choice to do with some of your money? To take $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 and buy a Lamborghini? Is that really the best choice? Something that's going to depreciate in value? If you buy it 5 years from now, what's the difference? You're just going to be in the newest Lambo. That's the only difference. A lot of us can't understand the difference of what I just said. Why don't you focus on what's important, your happiness? And that's a problem for a lot of us. We're not happy. This is why the killings are not stopping. So many people are getting killed every single day. They're stressing. When life gets stressful, oh my God, I can't pay my bills because of me not ever wanting a second stream of income, because of me not wanting a third stream of income. We blame it on somebody. It's your fault. It's their fault. It's the government's fault. It's my friend's fault. It ain't never your fault, huh? Oh, I go to men's favorite line. I didn't have a father. I didn't have a father. The reason I don't know how to be shit. The reason I don't have shit is because I didn't have a father. Like you're the only one in the world that don't have a father. Some men need to sit their silly ass down. At the end of the day, let me tell you something. As a grown man, there's YouTube now, there's mentors now, there's a lot of ways to get that father energy. Grown men still making those excuses. I didn't have a father. That's why I'm not shit. Oh, that's the reason you ain't shit? 40 years of living, the reason you ain't shit is because you ain't have a father. And for women, it's the same thing. Like 40 years of living, the reason you ain't shit is because you ain't have a mother, huh? That's the reason. That's the reason. You're going to keep using that reason until you're 60 years old. The reason you ain't become shit, you don't have shit is because what? Your mother, you ain't got a mother. Or you ain't got a father. Or you don't have both. You're going to still keep using that reason, huh? This is the world, man. It's crazy. What are we doing? People, at a certain point of life, you should be living your life. And I'm going to keep saying it, living your life. Living your life. I like to enjoy. See, I got poolside at my house. I like to sometimes go in my patio area. I'm jamming my music. I got I got my animal crackers right next to me. Yeah, you heard me correct. I got my animal crackers. I got me a nice little cup of Jack Daniel honey with Coke. I'm enjoying my hour, 2 hours back there, 3 hours. Put my foot in the water. When a person asks me what you did this Sunday, I was just chilling. Then I take my little man bicycle riding. We play some chess. Yeah. That's a normal day for me on my weekends. But for some of you, it's like, damn, he living a life I can't do. No. It's you choose to not live that life. Some of y'all know y'all could go to Walmart right now and go get some Uno cards. And I love some Uno now. You could get some Uno cards to relax your mind. Here it goes again. Some of y'all don't have hobbies. Y'all don't know what the word hobby is. What's your hobby? All you do is work, church, gossip. Work, church, gossip, and pray. Work, church, pray, gossip, work, church, gossip, and pray. That's all you know. When do you stay happy? When do you add happiness to your life? When do you reduce your debt? When do you start eating better? When do you start reducing your stress and stop complaining about everything as a grown adult, knowing that the problems is always going to be there unless you start to make changes? When you start adding hobbies to your life, chess, pool, tennis, watching basketball games, going out with your friends, it's okay. And going out don't mean you're going to a ratchet club every time. That's all some people know. We're about to go to the most ghettoest event. That's all we know. Everybody smoking Black and Milds and smoking some weed and drinking the most potent Remy drink they got with no chaser. And some people, that's all they know. When you tell them, look, you ever been on a rooftop listening to a pianist and just listening to some good urban music? You listen to some good hip hop music. Listen to some good Hispanic music on a rooftop in Brick. Oh, man, I don't really know what that's. Damn, that's all you know, huh? That's all you know is ghetto shit, huh? That's all you know, ghetto shit. That's all you know. That's all you know. Knowing how to be broke, knowing how to be stressful. That's all you know is just knowing how to make excuses, huh? The excuse maker. That should be some of y'all names. That's all some people know. Know how to make excuses. They're a master of all excuses. That's all they understand is excuses. Oh, the reason I ain't shit in life, the reason I'm stressed is because of you. The reason I don't have time. Oh, I got kids. Oh, I got people. You're not the first person to have kids. You're not the first person to not have a father. I grew up without a father. You're not the first person to not have a mother. I have several friends that don't have a mother and a father. Condolences to them. And they're doing very well. They're very happy. They're living great lives. I thought I'd share this live because stress is hurting us. To close out, I'm going to say this. Mental awareness is so important. Balancing life is so difficult for many. This is why people are hanging themselves. People are jumping off of buildings. People are taking drugs. People are killing each other. Condolences to the families that have lost loved ones this week. We all know we've heard numerous stories. Such a sad situation. Because stress, decisions, bad eating habits, so much school debt makes you, or not say makes you, puts you in a position to choose a bad option, a bad choice in life because we don't know any better. At a certain point of your life, you should be living no matter what you're going through. It's okay. Once you're at the bottom, you can only start going back up to the top. That's the honest truth. But a lot of us, nobody's teaching us these important traits of life. This is your boy Bobby from Mentourme.com. I love you all. I don't want to hold anybody up. I know it's a beautiful Sunday. It's 2:23 p.m. Eastern time. I want you guys to understand that at the end of the day, be great. Love and live your life. Stop surviving. Live your life. But make sure you manage your life properly because it's sad to say nowadays we need more videos like this. A lot of people are making bad choices when times get rough. When times get rough, I learned in life is just a part of life. I would love to be upset. Oh my God, I'm down $500,000 in the stock market. I knew putting my money in there, I didn't need it right now. I'm not mad at anybody. I should be mad. If I'm going to be mad at somebody, I should be mad at myself for putting my money in there and selling and then not and selling and not of course doing what I need to do. People, at the end of the day, stress is a part of life. It never goes away to a certain degree unless you make different choices. I want you guys to also understand, tomorrow I'll be talking about something that's very important. I'll be live talking about and teaching you guys something, actually. Teaching you 7 different things you need to think about when it comes to buying or investing into a business. A lot of people have been DMing me. Shout out to people that I sat down with this week about investing. A lot of people want to learn how to buy a business. What's some of the questions you should be asking yourself if you're trying to buy out somebody's business? And why are these questions so important in the world of investing? This is a live I hope a lot of you understand the value of, because my God, some of you can honestly say I saved you thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars of mistakes. Love yourself. Keep growing. Mentourme.com. Mike the Advisor in the building. Shouts out to everybody that's on my IG, Facebook Live, I don't even know if YouTube, whatever the case may be. Mentourme.com. You guys enjoy.